Welcome to the video today. My name is Abby and I help you to consciously create your life through practical spirituality. And today we're going to be talking about how to let go of an unconscious belief. Now, before we get into that topic, I want to let you know that if you're interested in working with your specific unconscious beliefs or whatever's going on in your life right now, you need a little bit more support, you can work with me one-on-one. I'm still offering my donation-based payment system, meaning there's a $30 minimum payment, and if that's what you got, great. If you want to leave more, you can do it in the tip option. Either way, we'll work together and get you going towards a life you really want. If you're interested in that and it resonates, the information is below on how to book a session. And if you're interested and curious on how other people's sessions have gone in the past, go ahead and head to the community tab of this page and you can read testimonials. So let's get back to this video, because a huge thing, if you're trying to manifest something in your life right now, I'm predicting that you are trying to make a change in your life, potentially trying to manifest something, maybe a person, a relationship, maybe amount of money, maybe a career, abundance, whatever it is, right? The thing you need to understand is that it's you learning about manifestation. If that's where you are right now, you trying to create something new, well, you've got to understand where you've been. You've got to understand your old impulses. Why? Because you've got to understand the present moment when you're acting from the past. Because up until right now, this exact moment, no matter when you're watching it, the day it comes out, 10 years later, 5 years later, it doesn't matter. Everything in your life right now is just a record of the past. That's it. Your brain is an artifact of the past, right? So that's what Dr. Joe Dispenza says. So if you want a change in the future, it's not going to be coming from what happened in the past. You can use the past to transmute it into wisdom and make new choices, know where the old choices get you, and course correct. However, you cannot construct your future from your past and get a different result. Okay, so if you got that, and you also understand the manifestation, changing your life, whatever it is right now, you are causing that effect, okay? Meaning that if I turn the faucet on, that's the cause, and the effect is the water coming out. Now, a lot of people have more of a Newtonian, an old school model of the way they see things, meaning that something outside of you happens, and that causes you to feel a certain way. I didn't get that job, so I don't feel good about myself. That relationship fizzled or they abandoned me, so I have abandonment issues, right, in current day. That's not what's happening. Those events in your outside world are reflecting a belief about yourself. They are reflecting a deep subconscious belief, which is essentially after the age of 35, according to Dr. Joe Dispenza, basically it's on autopilot. It's cruising. It's cruising to repeat that past. Woo, here we go. We know what's going to happen. Why? Because that's safe. And you know what? Safety and repeating the known means that we stay alive. So in that very primal part of you, it is succeeding. It's doing a great job. It is literally replaying what you believe to be true about yourself. And all of those beliefs, which is essentially you accept it to be true. There's a loyalty to that belief. You can no longer, I was going to say describe. You can be disloyal to that belief, but you first have to be aware of it. And so that's it. Okay, well, how, Abby? You've gone on this rant about it all, but it's important for you to see the structure that right now you're manifesting or you're causing an effect. These feelings you believe you have fueled by beliefs, they're projecting out into your outside world, and you're finding experiences that line up with those beliefs. So they confirm who it is you think you are. Not who you are, but who you think you are, what you think you deserve, how you think you should be treated. Where is it coming from? Ghosts of the past. So if you're in this situation right now, you know you want to make a change, you can start to see, okay, my outside world isn't damning me and keeping me imprisoned. It is reflecting who I am. And as I make inner changes, I will see them and the outside world change, because I'll actually be able to perceive of situations that could be happening right now. And I can bring that into my life and create disconfirming experiences and eradicate those old bullshit beliefs. Those beliefs kept you safe. So there is, in my opinion, an amount of gratitude, and they're sacred, even though they're limiting from where you want to go. They helped keep you here, and they actually held and hold the seed of this new life for you. So I found that to be grateful for keeping you alive, to be grateful for where you've been, so that you can use that for the future, right? But I want to let you know, okay, well, how do you let go? For one, we've already talked about it. You're starting to understand the structure of what's going on. It's your roadmap, right? So now we got to understand what street you're on. Because if you've got that goal, you've got that desired end you, well, that end you is going to have a set of beliefs, right? So if it's an amount of money, that you believes that you are valuable, that you is open and willing to receive that because it feels natural and true for you. It feels safe. If that's a loving, secure relationship where someone treats you with respect, someone shows up for you, someone's reliable, you need to be open and willing to accept that, and that it is safe. So those beliefs are going to align with that. You're not going to get into a relationship and they're going to treat you the best ever. It's going to feel so magical that it changed beliefs. There's a certain amount of that, but you have to already see it in yourself to even be in a situation to interact with it. You can think about it as floors in a building. If you're on the first floor and the loving, secure relationship is on the 6th floor, you actually cannot see it. It's there, it's happening. You could be walking right on top of each other, but you won't be able to perceive it until you raise your belief system, your sense of self, your consciousness, the beliefs that you hold to be true, the assumptions that you essentially root for, that you put your belief in. Until you adjust those to be on the same floor, will you be able to perceive of that and interact with it in your outside world, because it's your inside world on your outside, right? So I have a little demonstration here about how you can start doing that. Okay, so this essentially is your energy, right? Your focus, your available focus right now, where you can put towards the new, right? So this is really high level. This is where I really spent the big budget for this video. This is your old beliefs. Now you see that there's already a certain amount of water in it, a certain amount of focus on it, right? So what you want to start doing is just becoming aware of this belief. That's the magic sauce, right? First, if you're going, for instance, this David Bowie art piece behind me, in order for me to move it, say to the other table behind me, if you can see that in the shot, I don't even remember. But if I want to move that, right now, it's outside my awareness. I can't do anything. I'm like, sure, I'll move it. What is she even talking about? There's nothing even to move. First, I have to become aware of it. And then, only then when I become aware of it, can I take action towards it and then do what I want to do, right? So awareness of something is the first thing you need to have in order to take action towards it. So starting to look at your old beliefs. If you were taught that you're not worth much, if you were not validated for who you are and you're validated for what you do, you could believe deep inside of you that you will only get connection if you're good enough, if you get that job, if you have that amount of money, or potentially if you're in need. I get to connect with others when I'm in need. So I'm a victim, right? So you have to start looking and saying, okay, if it's about relationships and you want that connection, but you think that everyone's going to leave you because early on you had a lot of even emotional abandonment. Your caretaker could have been physically there, but emotionally disconnected. So you could think relationships have a certain amount of self-abandonment, meaning you have to leave yourself to go to them. When you start to look and unravel these, and these literally, you could say, how do I know this, Abby? Look at your outside world right now. Look at your past. There's patterns. There's patterns in beliefs. Beliefs will show themselves through patterns. You've got to be a detective to your own behavior, a detective to what you've been participating in. Not because you're bad, not because that's what you're worth or deserve, but because that's what you thought how to do the thing, right? If you learned it as a little kid, you're going to repeat it now until you become aware. So first you want to become aware of the old belief. Look at your current life right now. What's going on? What would someone need to believe about themselves in order to continue to not get enough money? Potentially they don't add value. Who taught you that you're not valuable? Who taught you maybe that you needed to go to school or that you needed to do this? And then if you did that, then you could be valuable. You could be living and subscribing to somebody else's belief. So then you're going to need to think, okay, that new part of me, okay, I am whole and complete. In order to get a relationship and where somebody values me and treats me and doesn't need me or want to take something from me, or I don't have to earn it or deserve it because I deserve it for being, what beliefs would I need to have? Okay, you're going to become aware of them. Then you're going to start to put your focus on them. And you're going to start building this up. You're going to start becoming aware in the moment when these come up, right? These are like Slytherin if you're into Harry Potter. I've just recently been watching it for the first time, all of them in a row. I'm on number 5 or something. But anyway, so these are not helpful. These are holding you back in your other life. So again, we know that your future needs to look different from your past. So these are all about your past. So we say, okay, thank you. We're going to turn these into wisdom. But we've got to become aware when we're acting off of the old beliefs. And as you do that, and as you start to ask, when did I start feeling like I wasn't good enough? Oh, okay, when I was growing up. Oh, my caretakers might not have felt good enough. Okay, my caretakers were doing the best they could and they lacked the skills that I needed to develop. So I actually limited myself thinking that that was my worth. Okay, as you go back and reevaluate that, you're going to be taking power away from them slowly, making a new choice in the moment when it comes up. Somebody says something about you and you stay with yourself and you say, yeah, I don't subscribe to that anymore. I know that I'm whole and complete. I know that I'm worth it. I know that I don't have to abandon myself. I know that I don't have to earn a certain grade or make a certain amount of money and then I'll be good enough for a connection or then I'll prove myself. I know that that's a whole bunch of bullshit and other people's wounds, and I'm not subscribing to that because that leaves me feeling like I don't like that. It doesn't make me feel happy, doesn't make me feel good. So I'm gonna give that back to the people who taught me. And every time you reevaluate the old belief when you're in the present situation, whatever it is, oh, I didn't get the job. God damn, look at me. Jeez. I can't even get a job. Oh, okay. I'm abandoning myself by putting myself lower and making myself bad. Oh, nope. I learned that. I'm giving that back. I'm going to stay with me. And I know that I am learning. And every time I learn, I'm able to apply that to the future and I'm growing. And every time you say, I'm worth it, I'm worth growing, I'm worth showing up for every day, you're building up this new one. Neurologically, every time you're doing that new pathway or that new belief, you're creating a new pathway. The less and less you do this one, those paths will prune apart. So the old will dissolve and the new will build up and be your dominant. You don't have to obsess about it every day once it's been fortified. You start to do this, you can use affirmations to help build this and expand this until it becomes your default way of being and who you believe. It's all about belief. Belief is accepting it as true and being loyal to it. So in your daily decisions right now, what are you loyal to? Your old, which is from the past, or your new that represents all the things that you want, the money, the relationship, all of it, the abundance. Every time you are aware of the choice that you're making in that moment and make the choice towards your new future that is in the unknown and realize that that is safe for you, the more you will begin to fortify that new belief by letting go of the old. And you're worth that. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, hit the like button below. If you have done so already, join this community by clicking that subscribe. We would love to have you. And if you like this video, watch this one as well. I think you're going to like it. I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next one.